What do Leon Draisaitl and Teddy Blueger have in common? It's the fact that both of these guys went out there and essentially called out their own teams in the last few days. Now, yesterday we did see both the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks drop some games that some expected them to win, others expected them to lose. I say that because the Oilers ended up losing 4-3 in regulation to Calgary, obviously not an ideal situation for them. Meanwhile, the Vancouver Canucks lost 5-2 to Vegas. That's definitely expected. The Canucks are last place in the league, right? But here's the thing. You take a look at that last place in the league standing, and the Calgary Flames are right in the mix too. They are 10 points above Vancouver, which admittedly seems like a lot, but they are fourth last in the NHL. This is why Edmonton dropping a regulation decision to that Flames team feels as bad as it does. And it's why Leon Draisaitl went out there and made the comments that he made following the loss. Take a look at this. The video's going around social media. It's Leon Draisaitl's post-game availability. The guy's very blunt. The guy's very harsh. And the guy really does call out his team, both in terms of the goaltending, the defense, the guys up front. He calls out everybody pretty much. He doesn't point fingers at one specific guy, but he does say that if the forwards and the defense make the goalie's job easier, then it's easier for the goalie to make some saves. It's pretty direct. It starts with the coaches. I think there are saves that our goalies need to make at some point, Draisaitl also said. Here's the thing about the way this loss has shooken up Edmonton Oilers Nation. There are so many conversations I'm seeing now, from Oilers fans in particular, about the coaching staff and about the goaltending. If we head over to the R Edmonton Oilers subreddit and we read what exactly they're going out there and saying about Draisaitl's post-game comments, take a look at the top comment here. I appreciate the honesty, Leon. Someone needs to call a spade a spade. Yeah, it's clear that saying all this stuff in the locker room was not enough. These guys need to start feeling the pressure now. For far too long, they have just tried to protect the feelings of teammates. But at this point, feelings don't matter. Results do. We can't defend. It starts with the coaches. I think our goalies need to make some saves at some point. He called out the entire team. Mad respect. The coaching comment was in reference to only having 4 or 5 guys going a night. He's saying they need to spread out the ice time. No, he isn't, Noma Cook said. Draisaitl is indirectly saying that the rest of the team sucks. And he's right. The 4 or 5 guys comment isn't him saying there are only 4 or 5 guys going any given night. He is saying it is the same 4 or 5 guys going every night, and no one else is consistently contributing. When the Oilers win, it's because McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Nuge, and Bouchard are going. If 1 or 2 of them aren't going, the Oilers lose. If the Oilers give more ice time to the bottom 6, they'll lose, because what little success they've had this year is entirely down to those 5 guys being the only 5 bringing it every night. Another reply says, I love to hear this from Dry, especially at the end where he says, we're not the same team that had all the playoff success the last few years. This team isn't playing at the same level, or, frankly, with the same heart that the previous 2 had top to bottom, and something needs to change when they get back from the break. You can see Draisaitl trying to hold his rage and not lash out. I like that he pointed out that they are not the same team as the last 2 years. For some reason, fans are hell-bent on thinking that things will work out just because they did for the last 2 years. Completely different team now. Clearly not the case anymore. You saw rage, I saw frustration. Draisaitl looked like he was about to cry. And that is ultimately, I'd say, the biggest way that people are taking these Draisaitl post-game comments, calling out the team, bad loss to the Flames, bad performance, we're not seeing consistency out of anybody else in the lineup other than those 5 guys, burgers and fries, and Draisaitl's ticked off with it. Now, let's shift our focus over to Vancouver because Teddy Blueger is also having himself a pretty interesting moment in the spotlight here. Blueger, as we noted, has been the most productive Canuck ever since his return to the lineup. Throughout the whole season, honestly. The guy's got 8 points in 10 games, he's right under a point per game heading into the Olympic break, and he's gotten 4 points in his last 2 games. Goal and an assist versus Utah, assists and assists versus Vegas. Teddy Blueger has been a part of Vancouver's last 4 goals, since the Canucks only scored 2 in both of these games. He's been pretty good. And you add on the fact that he was a goal-scoring machine heading into yesterday's contest. So, literally, for a guy that has the highest points per game on the team, other than, I guess, Quinn Hughes, but he's not on the team anymore, so you could probably say that he's excluded from that. Teddy Blueger demands some respect. 31 years old, his contract goes on till the end of the year, he's making $1.8 million a season. He'll be the first-line center, I guess, for Team Latvia at the Olympics. And this is what was said by Teddy Blueger in an interview with Ian McIntyre. Donnie and Dolly has the full quote over here. Blueger said, "You've got to dig in, try to compete and win every game. And we can't get deflated and just stop playing when things aren't going our way. I think we've got to find some character in our group. I know we have some good guys that want to win and know how to win and to compete and play hard. But I think we've got to find it as a team. Just find, probably some more respect for each other, some appreciation to be in this league, and not take that for granted. Not just go through the motions because we're last in the NHL. Come in and compete." And these are some pretty great comments. I mean, this is a guy that I think has that winning mentality. He's been a part of Stanley Cup championship franchises in the past. He's been a part of teams with leaders like Sidney Crosby for so long. He made his debut with the Penguins, and he was a part of their organization when they were winning cups. He wasn't on the team when they did that, but he was in the organization. He was in the AHL at that period. Teddy Blueger is a guy that's been around winning so much that he knows what it takes to consistently keep that up, not just as an individual, but as a collective body, a team. And now he's going out there and calling out the Vancouver Canucks for having these character issues. Hey, we're giving up when the things are going tough. We're last in the league and we're playing like it. Effort's not there, yada, yada, yada. Guys can play hard. They can win. But the mindset, the mentality of this team just isn't in that position. What a nice, articulate comment from a guy that's probably going to be playing his last days as a Vancouver Canuck sometime after the trade freeze. He'll be a top center for Team Latvia. He'll probably have an impact on that roster. And then, combined with his NHL value, this guy's probably going to be a pretty big trade chip if he can stay healthy and if he can demonstrate all the things that made him a Stanley Cup champion in the first place. Let's take a look at some of the comments. Keep Blueger at the right cap hit. Him, Villander, Zeev, and the new core are on the same page. Get rid of Pedersen, Garland, and Besser if they aren't with the program. Blueger knows he is not returning, so he is in a better position to speak his mind right now with little repercussion. I don't think it matters what Petey does or says at this stage. Don and others in the media would find something else to dump on. They've already soured on him. This rebuild is going to be a total failure with these veterans. Honestly, the management group being in charge of the rebuild is kind of scary. And so at the end of the day, until Teddy Blueger is traded, until Kane and Garland are traded, we'll be sitting with these words and be sitting with these guys on the roster until something happens. But for now, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Leon Draisaitl comments and the Teddy Blueger comments? Both coming from similar ideas, I guess. Players talking about the inadequacies of their teams at the moment and what can be improved upon. If you're a Canucks fan and Oilers fan, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.